Hi, let us understand how placement preference works with the labels. Whenever I am going to create a service, I can add the placement preference. So that's going to consider that as a guideline and it will not be a constraint. So there is a huge difference between the constraint and the placement preference. Placement preference, it will just provide the guidelines for the containers where and how it can be placed. Say for example, I'm going to have this particular workers with the label zone as west and the master, it will be placed in the zone as east. Generally we will be having different zones within the cloud so that I can have very high availability and each and every zone will be independent of each other. So with the same concept, I'm going to demonstrate how the placement preference will be working. Here I'm going to mark all the workers with the zone as west and only the master I will be marking the zone as east. Let me go ahead and add the labels. Node 1 is the master, so I will be adding the label zone equal to east for node 1. And from node 2 to node 5, I will be adding the label zone west. Let me do the same thing for node 3, node 4, node 5. Now I am going to create a service with the replica as 8. So the replica will be 8 and the number of distinct value for the label zone is 2. So we do have east and west. So what it will do, it will equally spread this particular replica, that is 8 tasks will get distributed across east and west. So east will get 4 tasks and west will get 4 tasks. And within west, we do have 4 machines. So what will happen? Each task will get placed in each node. In east, I have only 1 node. So the 4 tasks will be placed in this particular master. Let's go ahead and create the service and see how it works. I'm going to create a service with replicas 8 and the placement preference, it should get spread across the label zone. So it's going to first identify how many distinct value available for the zone. And one more important thing to remember for placement preference, if I am not adding any value for any node, it will be considered as a null and null will also be a value when it is considering the distinct values. So in our case, we do have 2 distinct values, east and west. So it's going to distribute the 8 tasks across these 2 labels and based on the number of nodes available within each and every label, it is going to get distributed. Let me go ahead and check the details about this particular service. So I do have 8 tasks and within node 1, 4 tasks got distributed. Let me go ahead and visualize this in more formatted way. So I am going to list only the ID, node and the current state. So node 1 got 4 tasks and 2, 3, 4 and 5 got each. So as we discussed earlier, whenever I'm using the placement preference, it is going to identify the unique values for that particular label and accordingly it is going to distribute the task within those unique values. And this will be more useful whenever I wanted to distribute the task across the nodes running in different racks or in different availability zone within the cloud, mainly for the purpose of high availability, so that I can make sure the tasks are distributed across the zones. Even if any availability zone goes down, I will be having some containers running in a different availability zone and that will provide high availability for the application.